By 7:45 a.m. in Ikoyi, a maid will be forced to say "I do" to a man everyone calls broke. Yesterday, she was scrubbing floors in Lekki. Today, a pen at a government desk could rewrite her life to bury someone else's scandal. They think the handyman is a cover, a quick way to silence trouble. But Lagos hides kings in overalls. What happens in this room may break your heart and restore your faith. Stay with me till the end, because when the registrar asks for one small ID card, the name on it will make doors open, guards stand straighter, and every mouth go quiet. And in that silence, Amara will have to decide, will she sign or will she speak?
African Karma Stories.
Ikoyi Marriage Registry. The queue inches forward. Ceiling fans push heavy air. Files thump. Stamps click. A clerk adjusts his glasses without looking up. Outside, horns braid the morning like a warning. Amara hugs a thin brown file to her chest. Her dress is clean but plain. Her fingers shake, then steady. Beside her, Sola wipes a smear of diesel from his nostrils onto a faded cloth. He keeps his eyes low, like a man used to being unseen. Madame Tola stands a few feet away, perfume sharp, phone glowing. She checks the time, then checks again. She smiles at a passing couple like a woman who always gets her way. Ajah leans close to Amara. "Breathe," she whispers. "No one can borrow your name without your permission." Amara nods, swallowing air that tastes like paper and fear. A guard drifts near their line. He glances at Sola, freezes a fraction, then looks away. Respect flickers and disappears, quick as a blink. In Lagos, people measure you by your shirt, not your shoulders. The clerk calls. "Next." Sola and Amara step to the desk. The file opens. The details sound small in the clerk's mouth. Names, ages, addresses. Small words that carry heavy consequences. "IDs," the clerk says. Sola reaches into his pocket. The room seems to lean with him. He slides out a card, edges worn, face calm. The guard is watching again, posture straightening without a sound. A brief recap, so you're not lost. Amara is a live-in maid from Ikolobia, here because Madame Tola needs a problem to disappear. Money went missing, whispers grew teeth. A quick marriage to the estate handyman would keep auditors quiet and get Amara off the premises. Ajah, her friend, refused to let her come alone. Sola agreed to help on one condition. Choice must stay with Amara. That is why we are here, under humming fans, with a file that weighs more than it looks. Amara's mother is waiting in Anambra for medicine that does not wait. Walking away would cost more than rent. It could cost a life. The clerk lifts the ID. His eyes pause on the name. A silent widens, soft but deep. He clears his throat, then stands. "Please wait here a moment." He disappears through a side door. Tola's smile hardens. "What is this delay?" she asks no one. Ajah touches Amara's elbow. "Whatever happens, your voice is still yours." The side door opens. Footsteps approach. Somewhere behind the counter, a chair scrapes. The guard's shoulders rise, as if to wait to salute. Amara exhales. Sola's hands are still. The clerk returns, a different weight in his voice. He looks from the card to the man before him and says, "Sir, can we speak inside?" Amara's heart knocks once, twice. The queue breathes, and then the door swings wider.
48 hours earlier, before Lekki wakes, Amara is already moving. She ties the scarf, opens curtains, and lets the grey dawn breeze into Madame Tola's sitting room. The generator hums low. Kettle sigh. The marble is cooled under her feet.
She sorts the oats, counts slices of bread, and checks the little notebook where she writes every expense. 3 lines today. Transport for Aisha's mother, insulin for Mama in Ekulobia, data bundle to call home on Sunday. In the boys' quarters, Aisha yawns, then grins. Nurse Amara, you don't turn accountant. Amara smiles without looking up. If I do not count, the money will count me. They share a quiet laugh. It is how they keep the money soft. News murmurs from a distant TV about fuel prices. Another jump. Drivers complain at the gate, joking without joy. Aisha leans on the door frame. If fuel keeps climbing, even our jokes will be expensive. Amara nods, stirs the oats, and checks her phone. Her balance is small. The reminder on her screen is big. Mama's medicine is due in 2 days. By 6, Madam Tola appears in a fitted dress, perfume before footsteps. Tea, no sugar. She scrolls while Amara sets the tray. You will go to Balogun after chores. Pick Ankara for the office outreach. Cheapest, nice prints. Her tone is smooth, efficient. Amara says, yes ma. Her phone vibrates. Uncle Obina. She steps aside to answer. Uncle, good morning. His voice is heavy. Amara, my child, the transport people held my goods. I need small help. Your mother's medicine, I will handle. But let me use the bride price to clear this matter. You know our family name. Amara looks at the ceiling fan. Uncle, there is no bride price. I am not a cutscene. You are a woman. Suitors come. Do not block blessing. Send what you can. The line clicks. She stares at her screen like it holds a way out. Aisha touches her elbow. Breathe, my sister. You cannot set yourself on fire to keep everybody warm. Amara forces a smile. I will still try to send something. That is how love looks like for her. Trying, even when the trying hurts. She folds laundry with neat corners. She irons shirts sharp enough to hold a day together. When the light blinks, the estate jokes fly. NEPA has taken light again. The generator coughs, then steadies. Outside, the gateman argues about diesel deliveries. Inside, Amara tucks a small envelope into her apron. Transport fare, a list for Balogun, a prayer her phone will buzz with a small credit alert. Sometimes, the person who cleans your floor is holding up a house somewhere else. If you have ever juggled small salary and big responsibilities, you know why some people swallow their pride just to make it to the next transfer. Amara's world is simple and heavy. She earns a modest wage. She sends most of it home. Her mother's insulin does not wait. Her uncle's pressure complicates things she did not create. Walking away from this job would not be freedom. It would be a different kind of trap, with hunger at the door and bills on the table. So she keeps going. She counts. She cares. She chooses peace where she can find it. She tells herself, hold on 2 more days. She means, hold on, even if it burns. Mid-morning, a call slices the house. Madam Tola's voice lowers. Yes, I am at home. Internal audit. Moving forward. Silence. She turns, eyes flat, smile bright. Of course, everything balances. Her hand covers the phone. She looks at Amara's tidy tray, at the petty cash tin on the shelf. From the speaker, a crisp voice says, we are coming on Wednesday. Tola breathes through her nose. Perfect. She ends the call and doesn't blink. Amara, she says softly, bring me the petty cash ledger, now.
Amara sets the metal cash tin and the blue ledger on the glass table. The pages smell like ink and sweat. Columns of figures match the neat lines. Her handwriting is careful, the way she wishes life would be. Madam Tola doesn't sit. She flips pages with nails that click softly. Petty cash withdrawals, last 2 weeks, she says. Diesel top-up, pantry, office outreach fabric. Her eyes pause. And here, 30,000, missing. Amara blinks. Ma, that entry is pending. Baba Kende took advance to buy plugs. He will bring receipts today. Tola's smile does not reach her eyes. Receipts are a luxury we cannot afford. Internal audit is moving. CBN exam is around the corner. My branch will not be embarrassed. She closes the ledger, gentle as a trap. Where is the money? It is not missing, Amara says, voice small but steady. Ask Baba Kende. Tola turns the ledger toward her. My dear, the estate electrician is not on my payroll. You are. Which name is on this tin? Who has the key? Her tone warms, the way sun warms a glass before it burns. I like you. You are tidy. But people talk. Staff talk. One rumor and life becomes long. Aisha steps into the doorway and freezes. Tola doesn't look up. Aisha, give us space. Silence sits down between them. Outside, the generator coughs. Inside, Tola draws a breath that sounds like a decision. Here is what will happen, she says lightly. You will resign quietly. No police, no disgrace. This house will wish you well. In return, you will marry Sola, the estate handyman. He is available. You will move out this week. We will say you found love and left. Auditors will find a happy story, not a scandal. Amara swallows. Marry? Ma, I don't know him. You don't need to know him to sign a paper. You only need to know what you are avoiding. Prison? Amara whispers. Shame. And yes, if you fight me, police. You think this city believes maids over managers? Choose peace. Your uncle will collect bride price. Your mother will get medicine. Everyone wins. If you've ever been the smallest person in a room when a bigger person points a finger, you know how fast walls close in. Amara is holding more than a ledger. She's holding her mother's next vial of insulin and a family that expects miracles from a small salary. The bank's internal audit has sharpened Tola's smile into a blade. A rumor in a Lagos estate can run faster than truth, and somewhere between duty and dignity stands a quiet girl with a steady hand. She believes status is safety, yet the person with titles is the one turning screws. Two paths sit before her: resist and risk being branded a thief, or accept a paper marriage to a man with oil stains on his shirt to make the noise stop. Either way, the clock is already moving. Amara looks at the tiled floor, then at Tola's eyes. What if I say no? Tola closes the tin and slides it away. Be at Ikoyi in 48 hours, or I will make a call you cannot unhear.
Ajah wakes to the sound of generators, a low growl under the shouting danfos and the smell of diesel. Sola stands beside a Peking set, eyes closed, listening like a doctor with a stethoscope. He twists a knob, taps the casing, then smiles when the engine settles into a calmer song. Baba Kehinde watches, arms folded, respect playing on his face. You no even use meter, he chuckles. Sola lifts a tiny multimeter from his pocket anyway, the way some men lift prayer beads when they think no one sees. A guard by the gate nods, almost a salute, then pretends it was nothing. Two apprentices haul jerry cans, joking about diesel that drinks money faster than men drink beer. A battered Corolla rolls up. A driver leans out. Oga Sunkami, he blurts, then swallows the name when Sola's eyes flick. Sola is fine, Sola says lightly, wiping his hands on a cloth that has known long days. He refuses an extra tip from a market woman and fixes her fan instead, leaving her with a laugh she did not start the morning with. Baba Kehinde clears his throat. Then say Madam Tola won't push one girl marry you, make audit calm down. Sola's smile fades a little. A person is not a spare part, he says. Which girl? Amara, the maid, Baba replies. Quiet one. Aisha arrives with a list for diesel, eyes bright and tired at once. She studies Sola like someone deciding if a door is safe. They want to trade her shame for your signature, she says. Will you help? Without taking her choice? He answers with action first. He turns to the apprentices. Finish here. Call me when the load stabilizes. To Aisha, he speaks softer. Bring her to the cafe by Lassar stop at 6. No pressure. If she wants to walk away, I will walk with her to the gate and keep walking. He pockets the multimeter. He looks like a man who owns nothing and carries plenty. Some people hide money, others hide mercy. If you've ever judged a person by their shirt, you know how easy it is to miss the backbone. Lagos does it hourly. Maybe you and I do too. Here is where things stand. Sola looks like a roadside mechanic, but competence follows him like a shadow. Baba Kehinde trusts his hands. A driver slipped and called him Sunkami. Security nods without being asked. On the other side of town, Amara is being cornered into a quiet marriage to make a scandal slip. Aisha refuses silence. The plan is simple. Meet at the Ilasan Cafe, talk like adults, and keep choice at the center. No savior games, no secrets if there is a step forward. If dignity cannot fit, then the answer will be no. Evening edges closer, pink on the lagoon. Aisha sends a text. We are coming. Sola sits facing the door, hands open, question ready. If we do this, it must be your choice. Are you sure?
In Ekulobia, news travels faster than buses. By midday, Uncle Obina's call reaches Amara with the speed of need. He does not greet for long. He clears his throat. No, ma'am, listen. The transport people held my motor parts at Upper Iweka. If I don't settle today, I lose the way bill. Your bride price can clear it. This marriage is good. Take it. Amara steps into the backyard to breathe. Red earth. A plastic basin catching slow drips from the tank. Across the wall, someone pounds fufu in a wide mortar. She keeps her voice even. Uncle, marriage is not for hiding mistakes. He sighs like a man counting debts. Who is talking about mistakes? I am talking about family. Your mother is sick. You need help. Tradition is a ladder. Use it. Her screen lights again. Mama. Amara switches calls. Mama, Kedu. A soft laugh answers. I am here, my child. I heard your uncle. Do not let hunger speak for God. A cough. But do not be proud either. If this man is kind, do not fear help. Amara leans on the wall, eyes closed. I don't know him, Mama. Then, know him before you sign, Mama says. A good name is better than quick relief. Aisha appears with a nylon of oranges from the gate vendor. She offers one word, breathe. Then she adds what Amara needs to hear. Marriage is not a cover cloth for shame. They sit on a low step, sharing an orange. Juice sticky on fingers. Aisha speaks gently. If you accept because you are afraid, you will carry that fear into every room. If you accept because you choose a partner, that choice will carry you. Amara nods. We meet him this evening, Cafe by Elason. If you will not rush me, I will listen. Her phone buzzes again. Obina impatient. She answers, Uncle, I will not sign blind. He lowers his voice. I have already told the kindred. I collected small advance from the buyer of my tire. Do not shame me. If you have ever been told to endure for the family, you know how love can sound like pressure. Amara is balancing 3 plates at once. Mama needs insulin, and pharmacies in town do not wait. Obina wants bride price to bury his death at Upper Iweka. Tola wants a quick marriage to calm auditors. Between those plates sits Amara's dignity. She can walk, but walking costs money and reputation. She can sign, but paper can become a cage. The only clean road is choice. Meet the man. Keep the decision in her own hands. Ask for time. Ask for respect. If those are missing, no signature will appear. If they are present, a partnership might still grow from rocky ground. A knock at the kitchen door. A guard from Madame Tola's estate stands there, cap in hand. Madam say make I give you. He passes a white envelope. Inside, a printed appointment slip from Ikoyi Marriage Registry for 7:45 a.m. and a gate pass for the branch protocol vehicle. A short note in neat handwriting. Be ready, no delays. Amara stares at the paper, heartbeat loud in her ears. Aisha looks at her. So, do we choose for ourselves or do we let them choose? The clock moves. Evening is coming. The cafe waits.
Lagos wears night like perfume. Wet dust, hot diesel, salt from the lagoon. Third mainland glitters in a long curve, and thunder tests its voice somewhere over Ikoyi. Inside an Ilasan estate, the light blinks, then dies. A generator coughs awake. Sola walks past the guardhouse with a small wave. Two security men straighten, not sure why. He carries a plain tool bag and a calm that quiets rooms. The estate power room breathes heat. Switchgear hums. Warning lights blink like tired eyes. He pauses at the door. The keypad beeps. A guard taps the code with a confidence that isn't borrowed, and the door sighs open. Baba Kainde is already inside, cap in hand. I check wire, nothing spoil, he says, but the 8 years they argue. Sola nods, kneels, listens with his fingers. He adjusts a relay, resets a breaker, then glances at a sticker on the panel. A blue boat logo, small and unassuming. He runs a thumb across it, then lets his face return to neutral. The engine settles into a clean rhythm. Fans begin to turn in distant flats. Somewhere, a child cheers. The guards relax. Baba murmurs half to himself. Not every rich man wears it on his sleeve. Sola pretends not to hear. He wipes the panel with a cloth, as if dignity lives in tidy corners. His phone buzzes. A message from an app with a bland name. Site 14 load stabilized. Diesel variance high. He clears the alert. Another buzz. A different tone. Ajah. Ilasan Cafe, 6 p.m. She will come. No pressure. His reply is brief. I will be there. Across town, Amara folds the second-hand dress onto a chair and sits on the edge of her bunk. Rain taps the window. Her phone lights up. Madam Tola, missed the appointment and I called the police. I won't repeat myself. A second message arrives, sweeter and colder. Do this simple thing. Everyone wins. Ajah peeks in, holding 2 steaming cups. Ginger tea. We will sleep if sleep agrees. Amara smiles without teeth. If I close my eyes, the paper follows me. Ajah squeezes her shoulder. Let morning do its job. Night is a liar. Here's the ground under our feet tonight. Amara is being pushed towards the registry desk to quiet an audit storm she did not call. Her mother's insulin whits like a clock with a soft alarm. Her uncle has wrapped his debt in the cloth of tradition. Saying no is expensive. Saying yes might be heavier later. On the other side, Sola, who fixes power like he's tuning a hat, moves through rooms where guards stand straighter without knowing why. A logo on a panel, a code at a door, a driver who once slipped on called him Sunkami, small crumbs for anyone paying attention. 2 people who don't owe each other anything are walking towards a conversation that could change everything, if choice is allowed to stand. Sola steps back into the night. Rain begins, a soft curtain. He sits in his car, wipes his hands, and opens his gallery. A photo fills the screen. A bird home washed in glass and morning light. 12 chairs, 1 empty. A small blue bolt etched into the table edge. He almost deletes it. He doesn't. He starts a message, then stops. Truth has good timing. Secrets too. He pockets the phone, watches the rain bead on the windshield, and breathes, like a man who knows morning will demand answers. Thunder rolls once, closer now. His phone screen dims, then goes black.
Some roads carry you to a ceremony. This one carries you to a verdict. The branch protocol car noses out of Lekki, past hawkers waving plantain chips and gala like flags of surrender. Morning heat fogs the windshield. Ajah sits between Amara and a folder of forms, cracking small jokes to keep the air from breaking. If traffic had a chief, Falomo Bridge would be his palace. Amara manages a smile that doesn't reach her eyes. Sola rides in silence up front, shoulders easy, hands steady. He turns once. We can turn around at any point, he says, voice low. No one is bigger than your choice. Amara nods. Madam Tola in a second car behind them texts 7:45. No stories, a blue toll gate beep. A soldier waves them through. Lagos spreads wide, noisy, impatient, beautiful. They park near the Ikoyi Marriage Registry.
The compound smells of paper, polish, and rain that hasn't fallen yet. Ceiling fans stir slow circles of warm air. Couples line the corridor in a bouquet of colors, lace and suits, gele and shy grins. A clerk in olive jacket peels number tabs like plantain chips. Next, files thump, stamps click. Time pretends to move fast. Ajah squeezes Amara's fingers once. Your name belongs to you. Sola stands half a step back, quiet, present. Tola floats in, sunglasses high, perfume leading the way. Let's keep this efficient, she says to no one in particular. They reach the desk. The clerk asks for forms. Sola places a neat stack, edges aligned. The clerk's eyes flick to the signatures. He nods, mechanical. IDs. Sola reaches into his pocket and sets down his card. The clerk reads the name aloud, soft, automatic. Sonkami. Adeniyi. The sound lands like a pebble dropped in a deep well. If you've ever sat in Lagos traffic with your future waiting on the other side of a bridge, you know how loud a minute can be. Here is where we've come from and why this room feels tight. Madam Tola needs a neat story before auditors walk into her branch. Money went missing. Rumor pointed at the maid. A tidy marriage to the estate handyman would move Amara out and keep questions quiet. Uncle Obina wrapped his own debt in tradition and called it help. Mama asked for wisdom, not pride. Last night, Sola fixed power like he was tuning a heartbeat. Guard stood a little straighter without knowing why. He promised one thing. Choice stays with Amara. Now that promise is being tested, not in words, but in the weight of a small plastic card. The clerk stops reading. His eyes lift, then lower to the card again. He stands. Please wait here a moment. He carries the ID through a side door that whispers shut behind him. Tola leans in, voice sugar over steel. No panic. This is routine. Ajah tilts her head towards Sola. He hasn't moved, but something in the room has. A guard at the end of the corridor straightens like a ruler. The side door opens. Footsteps. A murmur. A phone buzzing. A chair scraping. The clerk returns with someone else behind him, face careful. He sets the ID down, looks at Sola, and says, "Sir, we may need a quick call before we proceed. Kindly wait."
The side door opens. The clerk returns with the senior registrar at his shoulder and the security man who doesn't bother to hide his curiosity. The senior registrar's voice is careful. "Sir, may we confirm something with you in private?" His eyes flick to the ID on the desk. "Mr. Sunkami Adeni?" The corridor hums. The word Sunkami floats like a thread that finds its needle. The guard at the end of the hall straightens fully now, chin up. He doesn't say it loud, but the syllables slip out anyway. "Chairman." Madam Tola's laugh is quick and brittle. "Please, can we proceed? This is a simple matter. He is the estate handyman." A man in a navy polo steps into the doorway with a clipboard and a small toolkit. The logo on his shirt is a blue lightning bolt. He sees Sola, stalls, then bows his head slightly. "Chairman, we scheduled the meter audit for 11. Should we move it?" The corridor tilts. Eyes swing back to the card on the desk. The registrar clears his throat. He places the ID carefully like it could tilt the table. "For record purposes," he says, voice lower now, "we acknowledge that Mr. Sunkami Adeni is the majority shareholder of Blue Volt Energy, the company that powers several estates in this axis, including this facility's backup. We extend courtesy to ensure all parties are acting without pressure." A whisper runs along the wall like electricity. The handyman wasn't just fixing generators, he owns the light. Tola's phone starts to buzz in her palm. She silences it, then it rings again, louder, a name flashing, internal audit. She steps aside and answers in a hiss. "Yes, I'm on my way. No, nothing to hide." Her smile has cracks now. The senior registrar waits, patient. The Blue Vault engineer melts back to the door, uncertain whether to disappear or stand guard. Sola doesn't move closer. He moves back half a step, giving Amara more room. "We won't make a scene," he says softly. He looks at the registrar. "Please provide a quiet space. She will decide this herself." The registrar nods. "Of course." If you've ever watched the room change temperature when a new fact arrives, you know this feeling. A minute ago, respect was being measured by a shirt and a calloused hand. Now a small plastic card carries a name that makes guards stand straighter and clerks choose their words. Here is the simple truth beneath the noise. Sola is Sunkami Adeni.
He owns the company that keeps these estates breathing when the grid fails. He is also the quiet heir to an Ijebu chieftaincy line that teaches men to wear power like cotton, light, not loud. That changes what people think they can get away with, but it does not change what matters here. It is still about consent. It is still about whether Amara's voice can stand up in a room that finally hears it. Tola's phone starts to buzz in her palm. She silences it. Then it rings again louder, a name flashing, internal audit. She steps aside and answers in a hiss. Yes, I'm on my way. No, nothing to hide. Her smile has cracks now. The senior registrar waits, patient. The Blue Vault engineer melts back to the door, uncertain whether to disappear or stand guard. Sola doesn't move closer. He moves back half a step, giving Amara more room. We won't make a scene, he says softly. He looks at the registrar. Please provide a quiet space. She will decide this herself. The registrar nods. Of course. If you've ever watched the room change temperature when a new fact arrives, you know this feeling. A minute ago, respect was being measured by a shirt and a calloused hand. Now a small plastic card carries a name that makes guards stand straighter and clerks choose their words. Here is the simple truth beneath the noise. Sola is Sunkami Adeni. He owns the company that keeps these estates breathing when the grid fails. He is also the quiet heir to an Ijebu chieftaincy line that teaches men to wear power like cotton, light, not loud. That changes what people think they can get away with, but it does not change what matters here. It is still about consent. It is still about whether Amara's voice can stand up in a room that finally hears it.
When a quiet woman decides to speak, even ceiling fans listen. The registrar ushers them into a small conference room. The air smells of polish and rain. Sola pulls out a chair for Amara and stays standing, hands open, eyes steady. This only happens if you want it, he says. No pressure, no performance. Amara studies him. Why hide your name? He breathes. I wanted peace. People treat you different when they think you own their light. I'm sorry that my silence made your day harder. She nods once. If we do this, I have terms. I'm listening. No secrets, not about work, not about family, not about who you are. I will not move into your house, not now. I keep my job or a safe place of my own while we learn each other like human beings. My mother's medicine comes first every month, and Madame Tola will retract her lies in writing today and to the auditors. If anyone calls me thief again, your company's lawyer will answer with my name beside yours. Sola doesn't flinch. Agreed, he says. All of it. Amara looks at the door. One more thing. We do not sign to hide shame. If we sign, it will be because I choose you as a partner, not as a cover cloth for someone else's story. Sola's voice softens. Then let the room hear you. They step back into the corridor. The queue hushes. Aisha moves to Amara's side, but not in front. Madame Tola lifts her chin, ready to hurry the moment along. Amara faces her. Madame, I will not carry your scandal. You will write a letter now for the auditors and for me, stating that I did not take a kobo. You will say you are wrong. Tola's mouth tightens. Is this necessary? The senior registrar answers for the room. Truth is always necessary. Sola speaks, not loud. Blue Vote Legal will collect the letter and share it with the audit team today. We will also provide the diesel receipts that explain your missing 30,000 naira. A flush rises on Tola's neck. She looks away. Amara turns to the registrar. I will answer your question, but first let me say this where everyone can hear me. She breathes in, then out. I am not marrying to erase a rumor. I am not marrying because I am afraid. If I say yes, it is because I choose respect, truth, and a man who kept my choice safe when it would have been easier to rush me. If I say no, it is because my future needs space today. Either way, I walk out of here with my name clean. If you've ever had to make a decision while a room waited to judge you, you know how loud your heartbeat can be. Here is the ground we've crossed. A manager tried to trade Amara's dignity for a neat audit story. An uncle wrapped death in tradition and called it love. A handyman came out to be the man who owns the light. The reveal changed the room's posture, but it did not change the rule that matters, consent. Now, Amara is not asking for permission. She is setting terms. No secrets, no rush. Her mother cared for, her name cleared. This is the pivot from being spoken for to speaking for herself. Whatever she answers next will be her answer. not the echo of someone else's fear. The registrar returns to the desk, voice steady. Papers are aligned, stamps wait. Do you, Amara Ume, of your own free will, take Sunkemi Adeniyani to be your lawfully wedded husband?
Some papers bind you, some set you free. Today, the first paper is not a marriage certificate, it is a letter. Under the almond tree outside the registry, the senior registrar waits while Madam Tola prints and signs the retraction. 3 copies. I, Tola Adeyemi, state that Amara Ume did not take any petty cash. My allegation was in error. Blue Vote Legal, Ajah with a neat bun and a cooler head, collects the pages, stamps them received, and emails the audit team before the ink is dry. The corridor exhales. Amara's name is clean on paper, at last. They do not sign vows, not yet. Amara chooses a 30-day window to breathe and decide. Sola nods like a man who understands that love without choice is just a cage with better curtains. The next hours are small and important. At a clinic in Lekki, a doctor on call sets up an HMO plan that covers Amara's mother. Prescriptions are uploaded. Insulin is marked repeat with reminders to avoid gulps. Sola pays the premium, says nothing heroic about it, and lets the receipt speak. At a cafe near Oniru, they open a laptop. If I walk away from housework, where will I stand? Amara asks. On something you own, Sola answers. Together they file a CAC registration for Amara home care, domestic skills training, cleaning crews, and meal prep for busy families. Business name availability is checked. 2 options reserved, application submitted. The portal estimates 3 working days for approval. It is not a miracle, it is a process. Next steps fall into a neat row. Once the certificate arrives, they will open a business account with BVN and NIN, upload a utility bill, and get a simple POS. Last registration follows for a teen and basic compliance. No shortcuts, no fairy dust, just forms, fees, and patience. Blue Vote has a community program, Energy at Home, that teaches families how to use power safely and cut diesel waste. Sola offers Amara a part-time outreach slot, 10 hours a week, paid. He repeats, no pressure. If it distracts, we pause. Aisha volunteers to help with the first training. I can shout at sockets in 3 languages, she jokes. The laughter lands where fear used to sit. Online, the story begins to run ahead of them. A blurry video from the registry leaks. A clerk saying, "Sir," a guard straightening, the word "chairman" caught on someone's mic. Comments bloom like harmattan dust. From mechanic to millionaire, she trapped him. Protect that girl. Gold digger a lot. Amara types, then deletes. She chooses silence for now and grace. People talk when they don't know the whole road, Mama used to say. If you have ever started over, you know the shape of this day. It isn't fireworks, it's forms. It's calling a clinic. It's picking a name and pressing submit. It's deciding not to move into a big house because your heart still needs a small room to think. Here's why we stand. Amara did not sign a marriage paper today. She signed for her dignity. Tola wrote and owned her lie. Blue Vault filed the proof with auditors. A plan is on the table. Amara home care in motion. Bank and tax steps queued, and a paid role that uses her strength instead of her silence. The internet is loud, but the work is louder. In 30 days, she will answer a different question with a clearer voice. Her phone buzzes. A screenshot fills the screen. A trending thread from a gossip handle claims, "Exposed, Maid stage registry drama to hook Blue Vault boss. See evidence." At the same second, a second alert arrives from internal audit. On our way to Adeyemi branch, receipts requested, keep all records. 2 stories are sprinting towards her. Only one can win. Balogun Market does not keep secrets. If your name trends online, it arrives first, tucked under a trader's tongue. Amara moves through aisles of Ankara and plastic buckets with Aisha at her side, a list in one hand and a calm face she borrowed from prayer. Prices rise and fall like voices. Heat leans on shoulders. Somewhere, a radio hisses about audits. At a fabric stall,
A young maid stands shaking while a seller points at her bag. "Thief!" the woman spits. The crowd warms to it. The girl's eyes glass over. Amara steps between them, palms open. "Auntie, let's check slowly." She unzips the bag in plain view. Inside, prepared bread, a bar of soap, no fabric. Receipts, crumpled but real. Aisha turns to the stall owner. "Mistake is not the same as malice. Apologize small." The woman mutters, embarrassed. Amara buys 2 yards she doesn't need and leaves the girl with a bottle of water. "You are safe," she says, "steady." The crowd cools. Whispers change direction. By the spice lane, Uncle Obina appears like a death with feet. "Mwam," he calls, spreading his arms. "You are shining today." "So, about the bride price." Amara stands her ground. "Uncle, hear me well. There is no bride price. There is no marriage today. Mama's medicine comes first. Do not carry my name to the kindred for loans again. If you love me, protect my peace." He sputters, then softens, reading the room. "I was only helping." She nods once, then helped by stopping. Aisha slips in a gentle joke to ease the sting. "Uncle, if talk could pay debts, you would be Dangote." Baba Kenny passes with a coil of cable, eyes taking in the scene. He nods at Amara, a small salute. "Now you fit carry any name. Your own be enough." Phones tilt in hands nearby. A boy tries to film. Aisha points at his lens. "Record the part where she helped the girl too." He lowers the phone, sheepish. They finish their list and cross to a quiet row near a side street in Surulere. A small list waited since morning. A small room with a sink, a counter, and walls that smell like new paint. The sign will come later. For now, it is 4 keys on a ring and a door that says, "Start here." If you've ever rebuilt a life, you know this rhythm. Defend someone smaller, set a boundary with someone bigger, and then move one small thing forward. Today, Amara refused to let rumors swallow a stranger. She told her uncle the truth without breaking respect. She chose a room that is hers before any certificate ties her to someone else's roof. Online noise is still loud, but the right people are beginning to see the whole road. CAC approval is pending. Auditors are working toward truth. Dignity, not drama, is doing the heavy lifting. Step by step becomes momentum, and momentum becomes a future you can trust. Amara sets the bags down. She slides the final key into the lock. Metal answers metal. The door waits. Her phone rings. Private number. She hesitates, answers, and a calm voice says, "Come home. There's something you need to see." Some homecomings taste like dust and palm wine. This one tastes like relief. The call that said, "Come home, there's something you need to see," becomes a Sunday of small chairs under mango trees in Ekulobia. Church bells tap the air. Red earth clings to Amara's slippers. Women stir pots of ofiaku and white rice, while children chase each other between basins. A calabash of fresh palm wine glows like evening in a bowl. Mama sits on a plastic chair, wrapper bright, smile brighter. "Chineke mela," she whispers when Amara kneels. God has done it. Not everything, but enough for today. Uncle Obina stands up, throat thick. He is not a man who likes to bend, but some days require it. "Ndwam," he says, palms open. "I pushed when I should have protected. Forgive me. I will not carry your name as collateral again." The Omoda murmured their approval. Kola lot is raised, broken, and shared. "Onye wetara oji, wetara andu," the elder says. "Whoever brings kola brings life. Today, apology brings peace." Amara laughs easier than she has in months. There is no ceremony for dignity, only small signs. Mama eats without counting tablets in fear. A neighbor slips an envelope into Amara's hand. 2 names written neatly, Chinaza and Ruth. Both are domestic workers like her. Both want a way up. "Help them if you can," the neighbor says. Amara can. At a vocational center in Surulere, she pays for a 6-week training in home care and safe cleaning practices. Receipts are issued. Dates are fixed. She buys each girl a small notepad and a blue pen. "When you learn, write it down," she tells them. "Your brain is a bank. Fill it." A letter arrives in the late afternoon, carried by a young man on a motorcycle. The paper smells like rain and new ink. It is from Ijebu Ode. Sola writes in a steely hand, "Family rights keep me with my people for a short while. The elders insist I learn the names before I carry them. After Ojude-Oba, I return to Lagos. Until then, keep your pace. Choice is still yours. If the world is loud, we will make a quiet table when I come. There's no flourish, just a name and a promise to keep the door open, not push it." If you have ever wondered whether all this trouble was worth it, look around this yard. A month ago, Amara was being pushed toward the desk to swallow a lie. Today, her name is clean on paper. Auditors have the receipts. The branch manager has met her mirror. A small business is forming out of forms and patience. 2 other women now have a path where there was only dust. And a man who could have solved everything with money decided instead to protect choice. Worth is not the size of a title. Worth is the courage to speak when silence is cheaper. Love is not rescue. Love is room to breathe, a chair pulled out, a paper that can wait until a heart is ready. If you have carried a simple name through complicated rooms, you know how heavy and holy that can be. Evening slides in soft. Drums start somewhere close as youths practice for a church harvest. Mama presses a piece of fried plantain into Amara's palm like a blessing. Aisha sends a voice note from Lagos, laughing about how Chinaza already asked 3 questions before the class even started. The vocational center emailed a checklist. Amara prints 2 copies and highlights the dates. On her phone, a new message blinks. Sola again. Back next week. Let me buy bowls for jollof and listen more than I speak. There's one more truth we owe. To the bank, to ourselves. I will stand beside you. Amara looks up at the leaves, at the kind of sky that forgives long days. The shop keys in her pocket are warm. The sign for Amara Home Care will arrive on Monday. The 30 days are not finished yet. Her answer is still hers to decide. If this were your name, your house, your mother, what would you choose when the quiet table is set?